Good morning, my friends. It is 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. We are up and getting ready for the day. Doug is getting ready to leave for Bible study. Well, he's in the shower. I am doing coffee. And what else? That's about it. I'm still half asleep. We had a late night last night. We played Pinochle last night instead of today. And we were doing good with time until the last game. Oh my gosh. The last game, oh, excuse me. The last game took forever. The teams last night were myself and Doug, and then Joey and Mary. I am very proud to say that Doug and I took 3 out of the 4 games. Once again, they could not get any cards. Oh my gosh, it was like Comedy Central. They would need 1 card, and she would give them 4, and it wouldn't. It was horrible. The cards were horrible last night, but we had a good time. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I am so sorry. That is so rude. It was hard getting out of bed this morning. We had Mississippi pot roast for dinner. Dinner was here. Everything was here last night. We had Mississippi pot roast and mashed potatoes for dinner. It was very good. I love that. My kids don't like it, so I don't make it very often. So it's nice when I can. And Joey and Mary really like it too. So that was that. Then last night, right when they were leaving, it started to rain. We knew we were supposed to get rain and storms. Oh my goodness. Yes. We got storms. It thundered and lightning like crazy. So, I kind of couldn't fall asleep until that was over. So, yeah. That's why I'm a little bit tired this morning. The concrete guy is coming out at 8 so the contractor was out, and he's the one that measured and gave us the price and all, but now the concrete guy wants to come out and just look, and just so he knows what situation he's walking into. He is, unfortunately, because of all the rain we had, he is now 6 jobs behind. So it does not look like we will be getting this in the middle of June. It's probably going to be a lot later than that. So I am super sad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to tell him, I need it by August. I need it, by the time Kim comes. Because we have plans out there. So hopefully that will work out. We'll see. I don't know. We got more rain coming next week. But that's okay. We need the rain. We'd be complaining if there was a drought. And you know what? There's a drought in so many places that I am not complaining. I just wish it wouldn't rain so much. What else? Once Doug gets home from Bible study, we have to leave at 11 to go get our half cow. It's about 50 minutes away where we're going, the farm. So we have to pick it up at 12:30. So everybody picks up at the same time. I'm not sure how many of us there are. I want to say there's probably about 6 families. I'm not sure how many they do at one time. But we have to be there at 12:30 for pickup. And, everybody just has to do it at the same time because they don't have room to store 3 whole cows or whatever it is. So we are going to head there to pick that up. And then come home and get it in the freezer. I will definitely film for you as much as I can at pickup. With all the other people there, I don't like to, get other people on. I'm going to film a whole separate video about the cow like I did with the pig. Because a lot of people are interested in that. Just what you get, how much money it was. Now, I will remind you in that video that the meat that we are getting is grass-fed, grass-finished, no soy, no grain, no corn. So, a little bit more expensive, and organic. So, a little bit more expensive than some other things you may see. And that, that was a personal decision. There were many different places we could have gone with, and that's the one that we chose. Who knows? Maybe we'll decide next time not to do that. I don't know. We'll see. But that will be a whole separate video, and you'll actually probably have already seen that, because I think that's going to go up Sunday. And then it's putting it all away. Woohoo! Oh, excuse me. And then I don't think we're going to have time for a whole lot this afternoon because Doug has 5 o'clock mass. He has the 5 and the 7:30 this weekend. And we have the breakfast tomorrow, the night's breakfast. So, a lot going on. Yesterday, I canned up the broth, half the broth. I still have a gallon to do. I'm going to do that this morning. I'm going to get that started actually in a few minutes. I did pints for this gallon, and I think I'm going to do quarts for the other. All the jars sealed, of course. I love my 4 jars lids. If you are a canner and haven't tried these are the best lids I've ever used, and I always have a discount code down in the description box, and they always run great sales. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But anyway, oh, and I made 2 loaves of bread last night, baguettes. They came out a little bit thick. They really rose. And we only needed like a half of one for dinner, but I left the others out. I am almost out of breadcrumbs. So I decided to use that for breadcrumbs. So that'll get made at some point today. So I have things I need to do. And then, having to leave right in the middle of the morning. So we'll get it done. Not worried about it. Not sure we'll get anything done outside this weekend between just being busy with the cow pickup and Doug's masses and the breakfast. And I don't know if it's supposed to rain again. I don't know if it's going to. And Doug has homework. So I think all those weekend plans we had are right down the toilet. But that's okay. Life happens. Life gets in the way. And we'll just figure it out. So, okay. I've talked way too long. The water has boiled for the coffee and tea. So I need to get over there and get that made. Jars are heating up in the canner. For those of you that are new, I am in love with the Presto Precise digital canners. They just take all the guesswork out of it. I have 2 of them and absolutely love them. So jars are heating up and broth is heating up. And I think I'm going to turn this down to low, let it heat slowly, and run up and get a shower while all this is going on. And then I will be ready to tackle everything, including the pile of stuff on the counter. I took all of our bread and just kind of ripped it apart, broke it up in cubes. I probably honestly should have this on 2 sheets, but I'm being lazy. Not gonna lie. I am going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees, and I'm gonna probably let it go, I don't know, it depends on the bread. It depends on how dry it is, anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. You don't want it to brown, you just want it to get really dry. And then we'll process it, and then we'll do it again. So I'll show you the process. I've showed you before, but I'll show you again. But for now, this is going in the oven at 300 degrees for an undetermined amount of time. I will just keep checking on it every 5 minutes or so. Doug asked for pancakes this morning, so that's what we're doing. And I'm not going to be making these probably for another hour and 15 minutes, but I like to mix up the batter early when I'm using fresh milled flour, because that way the flour is able to soak in the liquid and soften up the flour, and you get a much better result. Light, fluffy pancakes. So I just beat up 2 eggs, 1 2/3 cup of milk, then 4 tablespoons of melted butter, or you can use melted coconut oil, you can use oil, whatever kind of fat you want. You just need 4 tablespoons of fat. And then I'm gonna put in a little dollop of vanilla. Mix that up. And we're gonna mix in our 2 cups of flour. 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna get that nice and combined. And then we're just gonna let it sit until we're ready to make our pancakes. Ideally, I like to let it sit for 10-15 minutes at least. This is gonna be sitting a lot longer than that, and I'm fine with it. And there's our pancake batter, easy peasy. I think our breadcrumbs, our bread cubes are done. So I'm gonna check those. I think I wanna make a blueberry syrup to go on this also. Okay, our breadcrumbs are dry enough. It took 20 minutes until I was happy with their dryness. So now I'm just going to put them in the food processor and process them in batches. You're not gonna get, at this stage, you're not gonna get that fine breadcrumb because we're gonna toast them again. You just want the start of that fine breadcrumb. See, not fine, still in kind of chunks, and when you feel it, they feel so dry going in, but as soon as you process it, you can feel that moisture coming through. So I am going to put these in a bowl, keep processing, lay them all back out on the sheet. I'll show you, and we'll get them back in the oven. This time we're gonna go at 275, not 300. There is our beautiful start to our breadcrumbs. Honestly, I should probably do 2 sheets of this, but I'll just keep stirring it because, like I said, lazy. Hindsight, I probably should not have made this all into breadcrumbs. I probably should have made some croutons because salad season is upon us. The garden is bursting with lettuce. But I didn't think about that, so next time. But I'm going to get these in the oven at 275. I'm going to start it with 20 minutes. At this point, too, you can also, if you want Italian-style breadcrumbs, you can start to flavor them with whatever type of spices you want. I just need plain. For our blueberry sauce, I have in here 2 cups of blueberries. Mine are frozen. You can use frozen, you can use fresh, it doesn't matter. These are fresh frozen. They're from my sister-in-law's blueberry patch, I think last year's harvest. And I added to that a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of water, and 4 teaspoons of arrowroot powder. You can use cornstarch or arrowroot powder, it doesn't matter. They both work the same pretty much. Arrowroot powder doesn't give it that long lasting, I don't think, this is what I think, like that long lasting thickening. I think cornstarch does a better job with that, but this I don't need that for. I'm also gonna add a dash of salt. And then I am just gonna let this cook. And once the blueberries start to thaw, I'm gonna mash it a little with a potato masher. And then we're just gonna let this cook and get nice and bubbly and thick and clear. And by clear, I don't mean translucent clear. Do you see how cloudy that is right now? That will turn a beautiful blue color. So we're gonna let that cook for a bit. And while that's cooking, I'm parboiling some blueberry sausage. It is going to be a blueberry kind of day around here today. There is our beautiful strawberry sauce. You can see what I mean about it turning clear. It's not that white cloudy. It's that beautiful blue. So I'm just gonna let that go for another minute or so. I already smushed it down with my potato masher. Just gonna let it cook for another minute and that'll be ready. We can put that aside. The blueberry sausage is almost done. I can put that aside. And then when Doug gets home, we can make the pancakes and have our breakfast in between the concrete guy coming. He was supposed to come at 8 and he called me. He got held up, so he won't be here till 9, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me. Thinking he was going to be here at 8 got me up and moving quickly, so that was a good thing. Okay, here are the crumbs out of the oven. They are pretty dry. I did them for 30 minutes at 275. Now we're going to get them back into the food processor to process them into fine crumbs. I processed them on high for 30 seconds, gave them a little shake, stir, and I'm going to do it another 30 seconds. So there is our first batch. You can do it as long or as not long as you want, as short as you want, depending on how you want your breadcrumbs. If you want them panko, don't process them as long. If you want them super fine, process them longer. I kind of like a little bit in between. So I have that many left to go, and then they'll be all done. I will store them in a mason jar, and I will use my mason jar vacuum sealer to take out all the air, and they will be shelf stable for a very long time, until I need to fill up my canister upstairs again. Okay, so I ended up getting an entire quart jar, which is fabulous. So this is just an old flat from a canning lid. You don't need a new one. And I'm gonna put down my mason jar sucker thing. This is not a Mason Genie. I know that is the name brand. This was sent to me by a company, oh gosh, a year or two ago. You just put it on there, and it also has an attachment for a regular mouth. This is the wide mouth. The regular mouth, you just twist it right on. Now, I'm down to 30%. I hope this works. And you push the button, and it just sucks all the air out of the jar, and it seals that lid. Now, let me just say, you cannot can with this. This is for dry storage only. Like, I could not use it on bone broth and make it shelf stable. You need to go through the canning process with foods. This is for dry goods only, just to keep them fresher, remove all the air in the jars. There's my disclaimer. Because I know it's been viral on TikTok and all those other places that, oh, just use this and you can can up jams and jellies, and you can't. This is just for dry goods. That being said, I'm gonna let this finish and I'll show you the result. So here it is sealed. You can see I can't pull it off, and you can, let's see if we can hear. Did you hear that? Could you hear that seal? So now I'm gonna have to redo it, but so fabulous for long-term storage for dry goods. I do not use this method for things I use every day in my pantry, because I'm not gonna, go through that. But for long-term, or even a month storage or whatever, like these will probably be down there a month. It's definitely a great little tool to have. And I will try to remember to link it below. The 4 jars of bone broth are out of the canner. So out of that roaster full, I got 4 quarts and 8 pints. I was going to get started on the next batch. I might do that when we get home from the cow and let that go overnight. We will see. Just depends on the day. Doug is home from church and Bible study, and he is taking care of the meaties. The concrete guy was here. We were talking to him. They are hoping to start like the week of June 16th. Oh, I hope so much. And they said from start to finish, it's going to take about a week. He needs to get with the contractor about the steps. They have to figure out how they're doing the steps. If they're doing the steps before and pouring the concrete around them, or if they're doing the steps after and they'll sit on the concrete. So whatever they decide, they are the experts, not me. It will all look the same, but that has to be discussed and decided. But he said about a week. They'll pour the concrete, stamp the concrete. They mix the color in the concrete. Then once it's poured and stamped, they throw a release powder on it. That release powder sits for a day, and then the next day they come and rinse the release powder off. Then the next day they come and seal the patio. And then the next day we can walk on it. So I know. I'm just hoping that we were really hoping they would start by the end of June. So we're pretty excited. They're going to give us a couple days heads up so we can move the grill and the Blackstone and things like that. And I did forget to tell you the other day when we were talking about backyard plans, over on the side of the house where we keep the trash cans and the recycle cans, we're going to put up a half fence panel just to kind of block that, because it's not the nicest looking things, your trash and your recyclables. So we're going to put up a 6-foot half fence panel there, and we'll be able to hide all our junk back there. So, yeah. Okay, Doug's almost done with the meaties. I'm going to start cooking up these pancakes. There is the finished product. This is Doug's breakfast. The fresh milled flour pancakes with the blueberry syrup and blueberry sausages. How is it, babe?
Very, very good. I am so spoiled because she is such a great cook.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So there it goes. I have more pancakes cooking for myself, and Doug will probably eat a few more. We are on our way. It's about how long of a drive?
From here, about half an hour.
Yeah, we're already past our house. We had to drop stuff off at my brother-in-law's, and from where we're at right now, it's about a half an hour. So that will be, we'll get there a little bit early. If I see a Target along the way, I may stop. So our trash can, our kitchen trash can broke. It's like the touchless kind. You just wave your hand over it and it opens, and it's been great. And that part didn't break. The actual lid, something you said snapped, Doug, like a piece of plastic and the lid snapped. So it's a bit of pain in the butt. Now, I don't care about the touchless, motionless thing. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't need that. And actually, when we started looking at new trash cans, we're not even going that direction. We're going to get one with a foot pedal. I do like touchless. I like not having to touch the lid. And the problem is the lid on this one is broken, so it's not staying open. And if you told my 21-year-old self that I would have spent 2 days researching trash cans, I would have laughed at you. I know, it's crazy. But we looked on Amazon, we looked on Home Depot, we looked at Lowe's, we looked at Target, looked at Walmart, and Target has one. We have a narrow space, so we need one that is 11.5 inches deep, and a lot of them are 14 and 15 inches deep, but we did manage to find one. So we're gonna check Target, and we're gonna look at it and see if we like it. And I don't like plastic, I like metal. Stainless steel. So yeah, we're gonna add that little stop on our way, either on our way there if we see a Target, or on our way home after we're done. But yeah, I originally wanted one that has both compartments, one for trash and one for recyclables. That's the one I really wanted. Doug kind of poo-pooed that one.
That one. You asked me, you said you didn't care, so I said just get it.
The reason he didn't like that one is each section is 8 gallons. Like, it would have been nice if it was 13 gallons and 3 gallons, because we don't need that much for recycle, because that's taken out more often. We generally only empty our 13-gallon trash can once a week. We try to be very, very aware of recycling and composting and things like that. So we do not generate a lot of trash. I think we'd be fine with the 8-gallon, but I don't know. We'll see. We saw that one at Costco. I wish we would have looked at it better.
Yeah.
But we also didn't have the measurements of where it needs to fit. And like I said, we are bound by something in the space it has to go. There's one spot in our kitchen for a trash can. So, yeah, because our kitchen's very small. When I hit the lottery and build my dream home and build my dream kitchen, the kitchen's going to be the biggest room in the entire house. The kitchen's going to be like half the house.
That's where you spend all your time.
Exactly. I'm going to have like, the pull-out cabinets with the trash cans in them. But anyway, a girl can dream, right? I love my house. Don't get me wrong. Please don't think I'm complaining. I tell Doug all the time, don't I?
Yes.
That I love our little house. I do. I love our home. But if I were to hit the lottery or somebody offered me a house with a kitchen the size of a small country, I'm there. I'm there. But anyway, so like I said, I am going to try to film some of this pickup, so we will see. We were a little bit early for pickup, and there was a Target right along the way, so
Here we go.
we stopped and picked up the trash can. We like it. It works. All that research, and yeah, done in no time. Oh my, there are lots and lots of people here picking up their cows. So, yeah, here we go.
Did you get a...
I need more bags.
Oh my goodness. 222 pounds of beef in my car. Yeah. So, and there's still people in line to pick up. Oh my goodness, what an operation. And this is a small, comparatively, farm. Family owned and everything. There's probably about 200, 300 chickens running around, so I was in my glory. There's a couple under my car. They better move, because they are just everywhere. So we're going to go home, get this all. I'm going to film a separate video, but you've already seen that, so I don't know why I'm telling you. Then I'm going to get this all put away. I will show you the freezer when it's all in there. I'm going to try to organize it. I have a feeling that I might end up switching things around a little bit, because you never know. And yeah, we're good. We're good. So just looking forward to getting home now and getting back into the groove. So it's all put away. You already saw the beef video. That is all roasts and short ribs on the top shelf. Ground beef on this shelf. This shelf is all steaks. And now this shelf is the bowler roasts and the eye roast. So there is some roasts on there too. All the chip steak is in the door. And the soup bones are in the door. So it fits very nicely. But I did tell my family that they have to be very intentional about crossing off on the inventory list, so we definitely know what is still in here. To that end of everyone making sure they mark off on the inventory sheet, I am updating the inventory sheet right now and making a new one. And yes, I know my computer is having issues. One of the babies knocked it over and there must be something going on with the screen. Honestly, I'm in the market for a new one anyway. This one has been giving trouble for a while. It is really, really old. So we'll see. Yes, I am in my pajamas. Do not judge me. Yeah. I went upstairs to get changed and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I putting on, I just wanted to get my jeans off and I'm like, why am I putting on a whole nother set of clothes when we are not going anywhere that I'm aware of? Although now, guess what? We're going back to Target at some point because I guess tomorrow I'll go. I don't like the trash can. It sticks out too far, and when you push on the little thing, the lid goes up, it hits my wall pocket. I think I'm just going to order the same trash can we already have because I know it fits and I know I like it. Really? This much angst over a trash can? What has my life become? And I can't find a laptop. Not that I'm buying it anytime soon, but I'm looking now. I insist on a laptop that has a backlit keyboard. I have to because so many times I'm working in the dark. I work in bed and Doug's sleeping. I need a backlit keyboard. None of them have backlit keyboards. At least none in my price range. I don't really want to go up in price range. So I'm glad I'm looking now. I'm glad I'm starting the search now before like my laptop dies. So anyway. So Doug and Adam took off. They are going to 5 o'clock mass. Doug is serving the 5 and the 7:30. And we have the breakfast in the morning. Adam went with him. Andrew just got home. I don't think I told you. Andrew was at a track meet down the shore for the last 2 days. It was a 2-day meet. It was the meet of not meet of champions. It was the championship meet. His kids all did very well. They all PR'd. So he's very happy with them. If you don't know, he coaches the throws teams. So he, this is it though. This was their last meet. They are done. I said, Andrew, CCD is done because, you know, he's the director of religious ed. And now track's done. Like, what are you going to do? You going to come home at a normal time? He's like, well, so-and-so wants me to give their child swim lessons. So I'm guessing he'll be doing swim lessons after school. Or actually, I don't know how they'll work it. But so, yeah, he's giving swim lessons. But anyway. So I was like, what are we going to do for dinner? I got all mixed up because of, we moved Pinochle. Because tonight was supposed to be Pinochle. And then I didn't take anything out. So I think we're going to like do some freezer pulls. I have a whole bag of frozen pierogies left from Easter. I have a bag of crab balls. And I have some wontons. So I think we're going to have a crazy dinner picky plate. And if anybody wants a quesadilla, I'll make a quesadilla. But I don't think so because we might be having those on Monday. I don't know. It's just going to be crazy. And that's okay. Sometimes you just throw caution to the wind and you have a picky plate for dinner. Maybe I'll make a little charcuterie board or something. I don't know. But I'm watching the Phillies get their butts kicked again. But that was a bad call. They just called them out on strikes, and it was way, you know, they have that little box they put on the screen now. It was way low, like not even close. It was a full count, and he started taking off towards home when they called it a strike, and they're like, yeah. But anyway, squirrel. Okay, I'm going to go finish my research here, and start researching trash cans again. No, I've spent enough time with that. I think I might just buy the one we had. I don't know. Back in the car. Never picked up the camera. You know, you're sitting there eating breakfast and everybody in the world is coming up chatting with you. So there's just no time. And I meant to take a little video of the boys and Doug cooking the omelets. You've seen them cook omelets. So I am done. I sat there for a long time because I was talking to people. But I am done. I am heading to the... Sorry, I'm trying to drive here. Heading to the dry cleaner to drop off all this stuff. And then going home. I think we're going to dig out that garden, the side garden today. Oh, must be a fussy baby. Somebody's standing outside. No reason to stand outside. We love babies making noise in church. That's what it's all about, you know? Kids and babies. Without crying in church. That's the future of the church. But anyway. That's it. I thought I had something else to tell you. I forget what it was, but I guess not. So, anyway. I am, like I said, heading to the dry cleaner and then heading home. I'm going to maybe get my act together. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will make those egg bites I don't really feel like cooking right now. I just want to be outside because it's beautiful. It is 55 degrees and sunny. Perfect day to work outside. We also have to trellis the cucumbers. Usually Doug puts up 2 wooden stakes and runs string back and forth, like a heavy string, not like a big heavy nylon string, not like twine. And that's what we trellis the cucumbers on. But we noticed with that, sometimes the vines get like a little cut in them. So he actually bought a pre-made cucumber trellis that was delivered this morning. And we are going to try that. It was very inexpensive on Amazon. Got great reviews. So we're going to try that and see what happens. Something different this year. We were going to buy some cattle panels and use those. They were kind of pricey. And not knowing if we like them. So we're going to try this. But it is sitting on the porch waiting for us. It was delivered. So he'll put that in first, I'm sure. And then we'll start digging out the garden on the side. And the boys were all set to help us. And I was standing there, and their friend Pat, it's Denise's son, her oldest son, Patrick. He's like, guys, what are you doing this afternoon? Let's go to Bourbon and Brews and watch the game. So there's this like local watering hole called Bourbon and Brews. And anytime any Philly sport is on TV, which is pretty much every day, they have like a special, a pitcher of beer and 10 wings for $10. Can't beat that. So he's like, oh, let's go. And the boys kind of were like, oh, we've got things we have to. I'm like, no, nope. I said, go have fun with your friends. You know, Adam leaves in 2 weeks, and just go and have a good time with your friends. I said, Daddy and I will work on this. I said, and if it's too much, we'll wait for you guys to come home. I said, but I want you to go and have a good time. So you could tell they were really torn because they had said they would help. But I was not letting them miss an opportunity to hang out with their friends. So, you know, they both work so stinking hard. And Adam's going to be gone for 8 weeks. So I just want them to soak it all in. It'll all be good. So anyway. So it's me and Doug digging. I think we're going to I don't know if we're going to dig first and then use the rototiller and till it up. We are not planting a whole bunch because things grow. I think we're only going to plant like 3 or 4 bushes on the side there, and that's it for now. Just to kind of, because I'm not 100% sure if I want to put any perennial flowers in there or anything. So we will see, but I'm going to, once we get it all dug up, we'll figure it out. I think I want to put in maybe a boxwood, maybe a euonymus. I think I want to put some hostas in. We'll see. Okay, enough chit chat. Too much chit chat. I'll talk to you later. There it is, million pieces. But I'm going to put this together. We got the girls running around out here. What are the meaties doing? Meaties are just chilling, enjoying the weather. It's going to get really hot this week. It's getting up to 90. So we might end up putting the fan on them. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to put this together and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, it's all assembled. It took no time at all, but that is where the instructions stop. It does not tell you how to do the net, which I can figure out. It did come with zip ties, and I'm sure that's how we put the net on. But it came with these. These are not on the package list. And there are no directions for them. I don't know what they are. So I'm going to have to ask Doug about that. And it also came with a spool of wire. But I think that is, it's coated. I think that is to possibly put up the cucumbers, like if they get too heavy. So I'm done all I can do here without his help. So I'm going to go out and help him dig while the girls are running around. Oh, he even let the meat. Oh, no, he didn't. I thought he let the meat birds out. But he did not. He just put a thing in there so the eggy girls wouldn't go back there. Hello, what are you doing? You're not with your friends. But anyway, so there's that. So this is the area that we're going to dig up. We're only coming, like this is, we have 2 gates, one on each side of the yard. We're only going to right here. So it's a narrow area. It's not real. It's longer than I thought, though. I only got a few hostas from my brother. I think I should have got some moa.
Yeah, I think so.
But I didn't want to take them all. Like he had a couple more, but I didn't want to take them all. So maybe we'll split the ones I got. We'll see. But we are going to go get some bushes too. So this is what we're doing. We're going to dig all this up and see where that leads us. Here is the progress. It is all dug out. I just threw some hosta there just to kind of get an idea of what we need to get, what kind of bushes and how many. So it's all dug out. We've got bags and bags and bags and bags of grass and dirt. So now we are going to measure, because now we're talking about an edging. So we're going to measure all this plus all the way around the front. And then I think we're going to get changed and go to the nursery and Home Depot. And just to see what we can find. We have a lot going on the side of our house. That is our solar. That just runs all the solar. Of course, we have the gas meter, the electric meter, the Verizon meter, which actually we don't even use because we don't have a house phone anymore, I guess. I don't know what the Verizon's for. The only thing Verizon here is our cell phones, and that certainly doesn't have a box. But whatevs. So anyway, that's what's going on here. We're going to get cleaned up a little bit, not much, and head to the store. Okay, we are back from Home Depot. And the boys are home from their little jaunt. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but going to the bar and then doing yard work should be capital punishment.
It really should. This is not fun.
But they do it without complaint. Well, with a little complaint.
I haven't complained yet.
Andrew helped me finish putting the cucumber trellis together. The net part was a 2-person job. We banged it out in 5 minutes. But we've got our bushes planted here. We've got our landscape fabric ready to go down, our mulch. And this is the edging we bought. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm not going to lie. It's rubber. It is rubber. And you pound it in with the stakes that come with it. I think I'm going to love it. I wanted stones that look like this, but they didn't have any. And then I saw this and got really excited. So, hoping I love it as much as I think I'm going to love it. But this is looking so good. I am so incredibly excited. And, yeah.
Actually, Andrew, you know what?
We got the A-team out here working. Making short work of it, let me tell you, with these guys. I am going to go start dinner in just a few, I think. All these bags are dirt that has to go out in the trash. I never thought digging down 2 inches would produce so much dirt. Okay, they are working. I am going to go in and get dinner started because it is getting late. Oh, we should just have Mr. Softy for dinner. Remember what I said about getting everything done and setting up for my week? Ain't happening. No, not happening. But that's okay, because tomorrow's actually a pretty easy day, hopefully. We're done early because we have to go down to Atlantic City for Adam to sign all his papers for the Coast Guard. So, it is what it is. Okay, not a great angle, but I don't have shoes on. So, it is all done. Adam's gonna show you in a second here. I'm going to pass it to him. It is all done. Oh, no, we need another bag of mulch.
Yeah, right here.
This side's all done. We are not going to finish the front tonight because we need to rip out bushes. So, it's a work in progress, but I think it looks fantastic and I think it changes the whole look of the house.
It does.
I think it's great.
Okay, yard work done for today. It'll get done at some point, the rest of it. And we are sitting down to eat our cheesesteaks. This is the chip steak from the half a beef that we got. So we are quite excited to try it. Well, friends, that is it for my weekend. I am going to clean up this kitchen, straighten up the house a little bit, and prepare for the onslaught of the babies. And I just got 2 texts within a half an hour of each other. One was like, I know you keeping Lila, the baby, on Wednesday. Can you keep her Tuesday too? Sure. And then I just got a text, hey, can Levi come to you tomorrow? Sure. I'm done at 1:30 tomorrow, though. They all know they have to pick up by 1:30 because we have to be in Atlantic City for Adam to sign his papers. So they knew that going in. So it's all good. I'm very flexible with them, and they're very flexible with me. So it works out really well. But like I said, it's going to be a long week. There's a couple late pickups. Graduation is this week, so that's a late day. So yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on and get through it. And it's all good. It is all good. I think Doug's gonna, when he goes into work tomorrow, he's gonna check his schedule, see what the week looks like, see if he has any meetings, see if he has any deadlines, things like that. And then if there's any good days, I think he's gonna text my brother. My brother's gonna help him take the bushes out of the front. Because Joey's like, do not dig them out. We will put a strap around them and pull them out with the truck. So that is why we did not finish the front tonight with the edging. Because he doesn't want to put the edging in and then be ripping bushes out. That's counterproductive. So I think he's going to get with Joey and see if he's free any day this week. And they're going to get those bushes ripped out. And we'll get some new bushes planted. I think we're going to put in some euonymus. Because I really like the ones on the side of the house. So we'll see. But if we get that done, I can check this off of our list. So that's a good thing. But anyway, that is it for this weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks a lot for all your support. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, all the good stuff. I will see you guys in my next video.